descendants of those that conquered this land, man. Even Europe was ran by so-called black people in the Middle Ages.
Well, it's pretty amazing that you're actually, and I'm saying this sincerely, that not many people are actually supportive of the Native Americans. Like Canadians.
My mother's a so-called American Indian. She's a Choctaw Indian.
Okay, so I was wondering, like, why?
She's from the Mobile band. Well, and also even if she wasn't, they're my brothers. They're my brothers and sisters. The so-called American Indians. No. My brothers and sisters are the people on his sign and our descendants, which are dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth.
That's right.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
If you go back further.
Revelation.
Second Ezra's 6 chapter.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
This is Job, chapter 20, verse 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. Because
do you know about the movement of the 1% and the 99%? Are you familiar with that? You remember Occupy Wall Street? You don't remember that? So they had that up in Canada. What part of Canada are you from?
Outside of Toronto area.
T-Dot, okay? Okay, you're from the 6, okay?
The Raptors area.
Yeah, I'm familiar. You got the Kitchener and all that, and
That's Sherman area. Yeah,
I understand. All right, well, pretty much that land belonged to the so-called Native Americans, man, or the Inuit. Okay, but go ahead, brother.
All North America belong to the Native Americans.
The so-called American Indians. Yeah. So you're oppressing them, man. Your people are oppressing them. Okay.
Yes, and has to be a
judgment. And there's judgment for that.
No,
yeah.
I agree.
All right, go ahead.
Because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not.
Yeah, violently taken away. All right, because you didn't trade with the so-called American Indians and they sold beads, or you sold beads and then got it for $20. That's the lie they teach about Manhattan. Okay, no, you violently took away the land of the so-called American Indians and of the Inuit people and the other First Nations people up in Canada. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired.
Yeah, that's right. What do you desire to rule the whole world, man? You're not gonna be able to accomplish that. Talking about your elites, because that's what the elites of this society, which are so-called white people, in particular so-called Jews, they want a microchip in everybody. Are you familiar with that? The mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Yeah, they want to put that in everybody, or they want everybody to be a complete slave.
We don't want that. No,
I
don't know.
Hey, well, you know what? Y'all, it don't matter if y'all take the chip or not, man, because the Lord's going to destroy y'all anyway.
Well, if you got a cell phone, you got.
This is Romans.
Yeah, but it's different. It's a difference when you actually have it in your hand. That means you have the mark of the beast.
Okay. Why you got your cell phone?
Because the mark goes back to
He's a funny guy.
That word mark goes back to the word charagma, which means incision.
I don't be.
You're being facetious. You're being facetious. Hey, man. Hey, but you know what, man? But listen, man. We can do this all night, man. You gonna run with your tail between your legs, okay? Don't be funny and facetious. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 12. It was said unto her, the elders shall serve the younger.
And that goes back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, just talking about our forefathers and your forefathers. Okay, you descend from a man named Esau. We descend from a man named Jacob. They were maternal twins, same mother, same father. Do you agree that so-called white people come from so-called black people?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's according to the Bible. That's biblical. Okay.
So we all.
No.
The original people, right?
No. Get it. Get Genesis 25th chapter. Hold it. Okay, yeah, good. And get Genesis 25th chapter, but you finish Romans.
Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Go but ahead. Esau have I hated.
So the one you know as God, he hates a particular group of people on the earth. It just so happens to be you so-called white people, man. And that's why he gave you over to a reprobate mind. That's why you do everything contrary to these scriptures. And he sets you up to do that according to biblical prophecy, so at the end, he can destroy you, man. Sorry, because you conquered the whole world. You've killed hundreds of millions of your own people during World War I and World War II. And then your people like to typecast our people, so-called blacks and Hispanics, as thugs, criminals. It's black on black crime, brown on brown crime. Just because Tyrone shoot 3 niggas in a drive-by. Yeah. But the so-called white man killed hundreds of millions, man. And you know about that.
The killing in Africa that's happening right now.
Those are Hamites.
Cleansing
of who? The South African farmers?
A lot of Americans.
There you go. That's beautiful.
Are being killed.
Clap that up, man. That's a beautiful thing. You know why? Because those Boers, how did they get there? How did they get that land, man? They conquered the Zulus and them different South African peoples. They stole their land, all right? They put them to death. Okay, and then they instituted apartheid, man. So now what's happening? They just want their land back. And the so-called white men don't want to leave. So now what's happening? They got to kill them. Sound fair to me, man.
No, but
man.
22.
they have that problem in Africa. Like black people killing black people.
Those are Hamites.
Those are Hamites.
But those are
We're not-
Hamites.
What does that mean?
We're Israelites. See, the so-called Negro, West Indian, and Haitian, and the so-called black people that are scattered in South America, those aren't Hamites. We're
That
Israelites.
God is mad at them too?
Yes, because they sold us into slavery.
They sold us to the so-called white man.
Yep, with the help of the so-called Arabs.
Yeah, well, the so-called black people here and the Africans are different. We're different people.
We're different people.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, that's why when they come over here, we don't link up.
So they're different.
That's a
from
lie that your
origin?
people told. That's a lie that your people told us that we're Africans.
I never heard of Hamites before.
I
Sorry.
know, yeah.
Yeah, they're Hamitic. Have you heard of Semitic?
No.
All right, those are the fake Jews. All right, but we're the real Jews. All right, we come from the tribe of Shem, so it's not supposed to be
The
Semitic.
line of Shem.
Oh yeah, the line of
Line of
Shem.
Shem.
The line of Shem.
Yeah, so when somebody says Semitic, they usually say, oh, you're anti-Semitic. You never heard that term? You're
Yeah,
anti-Semitic.
yeah.
Well, really, that goes back to Shem. So they'll say that them so-called Arabs are anti-Semitic, but really, the Arabs, they're Shemitic as well, because they go back. So what happened was, after the flood, which is documented in every culture, you had 8 survivors. Okay, you had Noah, his wife, and then his 3 sons and their wives, and all people on earth descend from either Ham, Shem, or Japheth. Now, are you familiar with Patty Mills?
No.
Basketball player? Or are you familiar with Aboriginal people?
Yeah.
People of Papua New Guinea? Don't they look like black people? They look black, right? They got afros, big nose.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but those are those Africans?
I know
know
they're
the
from,
origin.
probably from Africa
No,
originally.
they're not. They're Japhetic people. They're Japhetic people. They're not. They kind of look like black people, like Patty Mills. He plays for the Spurs. If you look at him, you might think he's a black person, okay? But really like a so-called African American. But he's an Aboriginal. He's an Aboriginal of Australia, man. He's never been to Africa. Okay, the Lord set those people up in the Isles, man. Those are Japhetic people. All right, those people, indigenous peoples of the Philippines, indigenous peoples of Indonesia. Okay, the Java people. Okay, those are Japhetic people. When you look at, they'll have afros. They'll be dark. They would be classified over here as so-called black people, but they're not. All right, and you can tell they kind of look a little different. They got a different spirit. Then you got Hamites. Okay, like Manute Bo, who's a basketball player in the 80s, in the 90s. Okay, he's an actual Egyptian. Okay, Egyptians and Israelites are 2 different people, even though they're so-called black people. Okay, so you got Ham, Shem, and Japheth. We come from Shem. All right, the indigenous Africans, they go back to Ham. Okay.
Man, pull out to show that.
Of course, go ahead, brother. Let your soul glow.
This is
That's a great.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all creatures, of him come we all.
Because you'll say, look, we all come from Adam. Okay. Now let's hear what the scriptures say. Go
It
ahead.
says, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen. Who did he choose? He chose the nation of Israel. Okay, that's who he chose to be his people.
Time. It says,
All right, well, you're going into slavery. You're going into slavery. You're going into slavery, and America's going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. So
Revelation.
it'll behoove you to get out of America. But hey, even if you escape America, we just gonna find you wherever you at, man. And you're gonna be saved for slavery. Just like our people went through hardcore slavery, you're going into slavery.
That's right.
Because the Lord, He's gonna punish your nation as a whole.
That's it. Just like we got.
So even Hungary?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
everybody?
yeah.
Revelation.
Unless you better hope. You better hope.
The Indian people, no?
Well, you did things to the so-called black people that were ruling in Europe. If you're an actual, yes, if you're an actual descendant of Esau. If you're not an Israelite, if you don't go back to the people on this side, you're going into slavery. Go ahead, Amor.
Oh no, we just got one precept for you. Give it to him.
Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Yeah, so he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. All right.
No.
He that killeth with the sword shall must be killed with the sword.
Yeah, so that's the judgment. You know, you talk about karma, payback. All right, so the big payback is coming for all you so-called white people, the biblical Edomites.
That's it.
All right, you raped, robbed, murdered our people. Okay, you had no mercy upon our people. All right, so what we're gonna do is, hey, the Most High, you people call God, through his son, who you call Jesus Christ, is going to return.
So does God not know about forgiveness though?
Hey, there's forgiveness for the nation of Israel. There's no repentance for your nation, okay? So what's coming for you for your nation is, hey, America's going to be destroyed. All right? Hey, you're going to get put to death. Your wife's going to get raped. You're going to get put to death. All right? You're going to wake up to slavery.
That's it.
This is Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken.
Who's that's talking about the nation of Israel? Because we were set up to be the rulers, yet through transgression, us breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord had to bring the curses because we made a contract and agreement with the Heavenly Father. All right, if we followed His ways, all right, He would lift us up on high. If He didn't, He'd abase us. That's why even though you're familiar with American culture is black culture. All the music, all the food, okay, everybody wants to be a so-called Negro. All right, even little so-called white kids, okay? Yet why are we on the bottom? All right, because we're under curses for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so we weren't supposed to drink that cup, yet we drunk it. Go ahead.
It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Yeah, but you think you're not gonna be unpunished? The Lord hates you, man. We just read it, Romans 9:13. And He loves us, He hates you, but you think you gonna get off scot-free? Like this is some John Wayne movie, you gonna ride into the sunset? All right, you killed all the Indians, and now you just walk off and you all Mr. Alpha so-called white man. It don't work like that, man.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
You're gonna drink it, you're gonna drink the dregs too, man.
Yeah,
That's what you got?
Bring that out.
Okay, come on, whatever you got. Come
Isaiah chapter 14:21.
That's the spirit.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Yeah, because you said that, I didn't do it. Well, what does the scripture say?
It
We're
said-
not going by the law of the so-called white man, what you think justice is. The God who you call God, He has a certain justice. If you kill a nation, you have to be killed. Get that Ezekiel, Numbers 35, okay? And everything, and also everything's reincarnated. So you did this in your past life, okay? So now you have to pay for all the crimes that you did in your past life because you didn't pay. You didn't do it. You didn't. You're not paying right now, and all the crimes that you committed, lynching, killing, all the hatred that you have. You know, when you talk with your buddies, talk about black people. You talk about Mexicans. You call them dirty. They don't want to work. You know, or you tell if you have a daughter, don't deal with them niggas. Yeah. These are all things that so-called white people say, and there's no doubt about it. You cannot deny this. Yeah. All right, you cannot deny this. All right, read that from the top again.
Canada is a little different than
Isaiah
No,
chapter
Canada.
14.
The so-called white man went up to Canada and slaughtered the Native Americans in Canada. You see what's going on. You are a nation of whole. You're an Edomite. You're not a Canadian. You're an actual Edomite, and there's a judgment for the Edomites. We're reading your judgment right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Jamaicans catch hell up there.
Native Americans in Canada actually were not killed off like they were in America.
Hey, listen, man. I've been up to Surrey. I've been up to Vancouver, Burnaby. It's the same thing, man. I see how you treat the Gadites and those Nigerians and them Jamaicans up there. You treat them like shit. Okay, I've been there. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. All right. That was a few years ago. I went up.
Yeah,
there.
now bring that out first.
Go ahead,
Isaiah chapter 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers, because you are your forefathers coming back in reincarnation.
Okay, so what do you?
Go ahead. Wait, hold on. Go ahead.
That they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world.
Because look what you've done to the whole planet Earth. You poison the water. You poison the air. You change. You made GMOs, genetically modified. Holes in the everybody's sick.
Got gene splicing.
You have opioid epidemic. Okay. You put our people on drugs. Or you put guns in our neighborhoods. Or you put us in slavery. You actually did that. These are things that you cannot deny. This is actually history. It's actually history. Okay.
Can I ask you something? Do you drive a car?
What does me driving a car have to do with anything? Of course I drive a car.
Because then you become part of the problem.
No.
Hey, listen. Hold on. We're forced to drive cars. If not, we're forced to drive cars. But you know what the difference is? Our people didn't create that. Our people didn't set that up. You so-called white people set the society up.
My grandparents rode horses.
Okay,
That's
well,
how I grew up as a little girl.
Okay, but you know what? Our people didn't create the society. Your people did. Your nation did. That's the difference. We were forced. You know what? We were forced to build up the society, man. We didn't want to build up the society. We didn't immigrate. We didn't immigrate here. We were forced to come over here to establish the society, man. Under your direction, under your leadership. Okay. Come on, bro.
And also, you say, oh, you lazy, go get a job. How do we get it? We got to get a car.
You gotta have a car.
We're forced to actually be in the society to take care of ourselves. All right, well, the elite, the elite. You got to talk to your elite, the Rothschilds, the Bacon family.
This is your guys' kingdom, though.
You have somewhere to go back to. You can go back to your homeland. We don't have we have imposters in our homeland.
I don't have horses either because unfortunately
Blame the so-called white man. Why are you talking to us about it? Blame the so-called white man. We didn't do that. The so-called white man did that, right? So-called white man did it. Come on, bro.
This is Hebrews
Yeah,
chapter
what you
12.
complaining to us about that for, man? We didn't do nothing. We're the victims, man.
Yeah.
We're the innocent ones. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane
May the
person
Lord
as
destroy you.
Esau.
May the Lord, may Yahweh.
Yahweh, Bashem,
Shalak,
Shalak,
Ram, The scriptures talk about the wickedness, though we hide it, though it be under his tongue. That's them, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Look, you guys look good. Hey, he's a devil the whole time, man.
He's a devil, man.
He's a straight up devil.
He's a devil.
Oh, well, we didn't exterminate the Indians like that. You left 10 of them, and you better than Esau over here, man.
But
that's
that's like I was gonna say. They have like a what's that word I'm looking for? Like a not a mundane type.
Smug.
Of evil.
Matter of fact, hey,
They're like real grimy, man.
Kinda smug,
Basically,
huh?
yeah, kind of smug, like.
Smug, yeah. But that's why we're gonna just beat Esau ass, man. We ain't about to deal with your logic, you know, for too much longer. We being spiritual right now, but pretty soon, man, the Lord gonna raise up the men that are fishing to be hunters, man. And you know that's an easy kill right there, man.
It says we'll be his battle axe.
And weapons of war, get it, man.
Let me see this.
Let's get it.
I was gonna pull
He's through. Esau's through, man. Get the camera on this guy. He's a through. He's through. Esau's through. Fisherman. Esau's done. The so-called white man is done, man.
Hey, is this the man?
Oh yeah, it's just the man.
Don't
that
fight
made
him. He's a fucking punk.
But you got it, brother.
I just don't want to be like crucified or anything, though. You know what I mean? Like,
You're gonna get utterly destroyed.
You got it up. Bring it up.
Yeah, go ahead. Bring it out. Y'all got it.
Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land where you are in, for blood it defile the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that was shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's it.
Defile not therefore the land
And
which
this
ye
land is
shall
defiled.
inhabit.
This land is defiled. This land is defiled for all the blood that's been spilled by the hand of the so-called white man. You know, get that in Ezekiel the 35th chapter. You know, because he has, you know, he shed the blood of his brother. All right, we're supposed to be brothers, but you shed our blood. So in order for the Lord to, in order for that to make that wrong right, in order for them to make that wrong right, the Lord, he has to judge Esau. And that's why there's going to be thermonuclear fire touched down here, and all the Edomites here, they're going to get burnt up. Okay?
This is Ezekiel chapter 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Yeah, thou hast had a perpetual hatred. The so-called white man has a perpetual hatred. What the word perpetual means, when you look into it, the etymology, it means without end.
Yeah.
Okay? It means without end. Or it means forever. And also it means ancient, man. All right, he had that ancient hatred that he had going back to Cain and Abel, man. All right?
Going back even back to the serpent.
Going back to the serpent, because what does the scripture say? That it should be enmity between thy seed and the woman's seed. Okay, all right. Pretty much Satan and his children, the so-called white race, which are the biblical Edomites, and then the Israelites. That's what it's all about. And we was gonna hold that second Ezra, the sixth chapter, about Esau is the beginning of the world,
the end of the world.
It's like Satan. Esau is the
end of the
the
world.
end of the world. There you go. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the
beginning of it that followeth.
The beginning of it that followeth. Okay.
Con.
And we are seeing the end of Esau's rule. Look at, he's all slumped over, through,
begging.
Yeah, begging. He's playing the guitar, begging. You know, looking at Israelites for counsel. You know, passing his wife off to big black men. You know, this shit is wild. So we're seeing the downfall of our enemy right before our face. Okay.
And they turn around and smile. You see how he was smiling? You know, when we were talking about slavery and all that, it was a joke to him.
Yeah,
he don't take it seriously.
He think this judgment isn't going to happen. You know, he think this a joke. All right. He don't think he's going to be recompensed for all the wickedness that he's done.
Yeah. Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar.
Going into slavery, so.
For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?
Yeah, for what if some did not believe? All right. Because this thing, it might sound far-fetched, you know, because it's only given to the elect, as we was bringing out earlier. This faith is a gift from the Most High to believe. Okay, that's a gift directly from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So what if some did not believe? Okay, which 2/3 of our people don't believe. This damn devil that was just up here, he didn't believe it. Okay, continue.
Yeah. God, Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar.
Again from the top for me, one more time.
Okay. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?
Yes, so their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect. So just because they don't believe, does not mean that these prophecies that were written, you know, the Most High's will that was ordained from the foundation of the earth, just because these infidels don't believe, does that mean it's not going to happen? Continue.
Yahweh forbid.
Hey, the Most High is basically saying, hell no. Continue.
Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar.
You let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
As it is written.
Yep, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. Okay, continue.
That thou might be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
And the only way you can be justified in your sayings and overcome in the time of judgment is to speak out of the scriptures. All right, because it's easy for a man to be found to be a liar, all right? But the Most High, he can't lie. All right, so if it's in these scriptures, man, you know, if he says it's going to happen, you best believe it's going to happen, man.
It says, I am the Lord, I change not.
That's right.
That goes also to you 2/3, man. Y'all got to believe. You know, it's not going to stop Yahweh.
They can't.
It's not going to stop Yahweh.
Yep.
Know that.
May I pull out a precept?
Bring it up.
This is Obadiah, chapter 1 and 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Hey, so even though they don't want to drink that cup, hey, the Lord said they shall drink of it anyway, man. All right, he gonna force them to drink that cup, man. They gonna go into slavery whether they like it or not, man.
They gonna drink the dregs of the cup, you know.
Hey, they gonna get the suds at the bottom.
That's right.
All right, because we didn't want to go into slavery. All right, but we still have to drink of that cup. All right, which wasn't even supposed to be for us, like I brought out in the other verse. All right, but you guys are gonna have to drink of that cup, man.
You was done with that?
Oh, you want? I'll continue.
Yeah.
You got to.
You gotta get to the meat.
So like,
You back.
my bad.
You better speak.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the so-called white man, hey, you guys are through, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, the majority of you guys are strung out on opioids.
Right.
All right. Hey, you guys got sons and daughters. Hey, they're brought up in Babylon. All right. They either hoes or faggots, man.
Yeah.
All right.
He said they.
Alright.
Ooh, we going crazy out here. Look at it.
Yeah.
He said, I'm gonna just restart it. I'm gonna restart. This is Obadiah 1, verse 16. For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall ye heathen drink continually.
So shall ye heathen drink continually. All right? Because if we go in on the so-called white man, because the Most High hates him. All right, but when you read Psalms, the 83rd chapter, every nation has had their hand in bringing down the Israelites. That's it. All nations have took in crafty counsel against the Most High's chosen.
Con. This is it says, yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Yeah, that's talking about the so-called white man.
Con.
All right? Because the final judgment for the nation of Edom is after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. All right, recompensing them double in righteousness what they did unto us. The Most High is gonna get rid of their ass. All right, and like the elder brother Yahweh always said, he's doing everything to be to receive that judgment.
Yeah.
All right, the Most High said that was gonna happen, so he has to continue in wickedness, so that sentence can be put upon him.
Esau won't stop, man. He won't stop till he drop, man.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a no limit nigga, man. He does no limits, man. There's no limits to his wickedness, man.
Right.
Verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness.
God, upon Mount Zion there shall be deliverance, man. All right, just to show you that the Lord actually loves, he loves Israel, man. starting with the remnant.
That's right.
All right.
It says, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Hey, and that it's talking about possessing, all right, the whole entire world, all right, but it's also going to be the people in it, all right, which are you other nations. You guys are going to be a possession unto the children of Israel, man.
That's it.
All right, starting with Yahushua.
Continue up.
It says, verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
Yeah,
And
the house of Jacob represents the southern kingdom.
Right.
You know, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, as the brother had quoted earlier, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
That's it.
All right, Ezekiel 25:14, the Most High, He's going to use His people to recompense you devils.
That's it.
Continue on.
It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remnant of the house of Esau.
Any remaining.
Any remaining.
The house of Esau.
Yep. I keep finish it off.
It says, for the Lord had spoken it.
For the Lord have spoken it, man. Meaning this is the judgment written. And whatever the Lord says, guess what? It goes. Brother, you get it. Get Isaiah the 55th chapter. Isaiah 55 and start at 10, man. Because everything that's written is gonna take place if it hasn't already taken place, man. What did the scripture say in Isaiah 34? None of these shall fail. It's talking about what? The prophecy, man.
Bound to happen.
Yeah. And then it becomes history. That's how the scriptures is. It's a book of prophecy and history because there's prophecies written, and then once it comes to pass, it becomes what? It becomes history. Now, and it's documented, and it's history that the Lord already told you was going to take place, man. That's how cold the Lord is, man. But you got people that say that the Lord don't exist, man. What you think He gonna do, man? You think the Lord gonna give those people forgiveness? Let it back forgiveness. Damn, man. Isaiah 55 and 10.
It says,
Call and read it.
Isaiah chapter 55 and 10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater.
Go ahead.
So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Yeah, and that's the analogy that the Lord used. Just like the rain. The rain is set up to what? To water. So then what? Life can sprout forth, man. That's how His word is, man. Keep going, brother.
It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
Yeah, that's right, man. The rain don't go back, man. No, it hits the ground, and then what happens, man? And then life comes forth from that. So shall the word's Lord be. It shall not return back unto Him void. Go ahead.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
And what is it? And what does it accomplish? It accomplishes people getting sealed either for destruction or salvation. Okay? Because that's what it is, man. That's what it is. When you hear this word, it's either to your detriment or your justification, man.
Daniel's 12th chapter.
That's it. Yeah, get it. Get Daniel's 12. Go ahead, brother.
And it says, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
That's right, man. And this word is prospering. Matter of fact, give me Acts the 19th chapter. Acts 19 and 20. Please. Yeah, Acts 19. Yeah, it's to the left. It's on this side.
Acts 19.
Yeah, and 20.
I'm at
Oh, you're right there. Yeah, beautiful. In Acts 19 and 20.
Acts 9. This is Acts 19 and 20. So mightily grew the word of Yahweh and prevailed.
And that's the time that we're in, man. So mightily grew the word of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and it prevailed, man. And that's what's happened. Just like the waters prevailed over the earth during the flood. All right, this water is prevailing over the earth. The rivers of living water. And it's flooded, man. Hey, what does the Apostle Paul always say? You got to flood YouTube, man.
Flood the internet.
Flood the internet. Flood the unicorn.
We're gonna break the internet.
Yep.
The truth gonna break the internet.
Meditate on it.
Oh, you know what? It's
the net neutrality.
yeah. There you go. What's up? Everything is centered around the elect, man.
That's right.
Okay, Yahweh Shai is the star of the show, man, and then the men that He has under Him, we're the supporting cast, man. Okay, we're the central figure. Everything's about us, man. Hey, man, it was so spiritual because I didn't have a charger. All right, so then some niggas went in my car last night. You know, stole some shit, chargers and whatnot, aux cord. So we went That happens all the time in San Francisco. You know, we didn't all went through it. You know, it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game, man. It's a part of the game.
But like you said, the Most High just wants to bring a severe judgment upon whoever did that.
Yeah, Jacob wasn't even. I ain't even. Jay, you don't even flinch no more. He's like, all right, it is what it is. But so we went to the DD's, and then I got to get the plug, and I got the wrong one. I got an iPhone charger, and I went back in, and then I went back in line. I got the other one. I got the Android joint, and then there was an Ishikarite dude who was like, man, I know you. He said, man, where I know you from, man? He was like, man, you in county? You know, tribes, man. Man, I was locked up with the nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, man, you be on YouTube? And he was like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, yeah, man, I remember that, man. That was cool, man. That never happens. It was a feminist video where the chick came up. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. Where the chick came up, and then I pushed her because she was all in the space, and then the cops, and then she called the cops, but the cops came and arrested her ass, man.
I think I seen that one.
Yeah, so, but that just goes to show what the scripture is saying. So mightily, run it back, bro. Acts 19. Acts 19 and 20. Oh, you lost it, huh?
Oh, you want me to go?
Nah, that's all right. You know, spirit, you dropped it unless you can pick it right back up. But so mightily grew the word of the Most High and prevailed, man. And that's a testimonial right there, man. And that was the spirit, man, because if I would have got the right chord, I would have never met the man. And he was like, what is it? He was at GSM? I was like, no, it's GMS. All right, GMS, well, I'm gonna look you up, man.
Yeah, we don't know what the Lord's doing. You know, He's doing crazy things. Like if your car didn't get broken into, we never would even we never would have had to do that.
That's it.
You know. So how much we don't know what that seed could have been spread into. You know.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
Yeah, read it one more time, brother. Yeah, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Okay. All you can. I'm sorry, brother. All you can know is what the Lord reveals unto you, man.
That's right.
According to the word, according to the Spirit, man.
Right. Acts 19 and 20. So mightily grew the word of Yahweh and prevailed.
That's it, man. And that's the time that we're in. Hey, brother, get to your Apocrypha and get 2 Ezra 6th chapter. You know, because faith is flourishing, man. That's
right.
The time that we're in. The time of faith flourishing and His word prevailing. You got a precept?
Yeah, free course.
It's having free course. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Daniel 12 and 10.
Yeah.
Many shall be purified.
Start at 9, bro.
White.
Yeah, kind of.
Start at 9.
My bad, so I
good.
Daniel 12 and 10.
9.
Oh, Daniel's 9?
Start 12 and 9. Start at verse 9.
12 and 9.
It's like we all yelling at the no, brother. That's just how Jake talk, man. You know?
Yeah, that's okay. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the end of time.
And how did the book get unsealed?
Yahweh coming back and fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And then also when he came back in that angelic body, he also opened up the minds of the prophets so they can understand the scriptures furthermore. Yeah. They gave him the full understanding. Well, he gave him the full understanding.
Crack the seals. Revelation the 5th chapter.
Beautiful.
This is 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
Which white means pure. Okay. Go ahead. That don't mean they gonna get struck with leprosy. Yeah. All right. Now you a servant of the Most High. You get turned white. No, that's not what it's talking about, man. Go ahead.
And tried, but the wicked...
you gonna get tried, man. Wisdom is gonna try you, man. Yep. Scriptures tell you that clearly in the Wisdom of Solomon, the 4th chapter. I'm sorry, Sirach, the 4th chapter, and Sirach, the 6th chapter. Go ahead, brother.
But the wicked shall do wickedly.
And who's the wicked? The Edomites, the so-called white man. These are the wicked, man. These are the wicked people of the earth.
Right on.
See, there you go.
He's not bucking up.
Only person denied is you niggas.
Man. It's you niggas. It's you niggas, man.
For real, con.
See?
We're all niggas, right? He just couldn't wait to say that.
Yeah, he couldn't wait to say that.
He was half chance.
That's
my chance.
That's why I love hip hop, man. You get to sing along. Oh, hey, I'm just singing along.
Yeah.
We all
go ahead, brother. Yeah.
Esau got that strategically planned.
Oh yeah. Esau's a cunning man. Oh, the scriptures say he's a cunning man. Yeah. You know? Go ahead, brother. Cunning hunter. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
No, that was me. Go ahead, brother.
And none of the wicked shall understand.
Yeah, none of the wicked shall understand, man. That's talking about Esau and the 2/3, who were of their father the devil, pertaining to St. John, the 8th chapter. Go ahead.
But the wise shall understand.
But the wise shall understand. Go, keep going, brother. No, keep going.
And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the...
Actually, you know what? Read verse 2.
Verse 2. Look at Daniel's chapter 12, verse 2. and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Yeah, sleep in the dust representing confusion, okay? And that's what's happening. People are awakened to their nationality. Our people, even these other nations, man. Remember the one guy was like, "You're a Moabite." Yeah, that's the spirit. Right? Yeah, that's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Oh man, I know. Now I'm a Moabite now.
I'm a Moabite.
Yeah, he was happy. He was excited.
He was amped.
Yeah.
He's happy. His ancestors go back to what, incest?
Yeah,
That's what he's happy.
but he has an
about.
identity, man, because what Esau has done, he's stripped identity from people. That's what we're talking about, like that people identify as a vegan. Like you being a vegan, right? There's a whole culture that comes with that, man. Okay, I'm a 49er fan. I'm a Raider fan. You have a hoe. Here it is. You're a 49er fan. She a Raider fan. She won't deal with you, man, because that's a part of her identity, man. But really, your identity is, okay, you're an Israelite, you're a Moabite, you're an Ishmaelite, so on and so forth. And it tell you that in Isaiah the 60th chapter, all right, about how Esau got the world in gross darkness, man.
I also say it's gonna destroy the covering cast.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
I wanted to add on to what the brother was saying. All right, Esau, he got his own moves documented, man. All right, how I just want to read this. All right, this was a European Spaniard. It says Sebastian.
What you reading from, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm reading from the Monterey State Historic Park. All right, pamphlet.
Yeah, you get that right here, Monterey.
It says Sebastian Vicino, which was an Edomite, entered the bay searching for a safe harbor for rich-laden Spanish galleons returning from the Philippines. All right, so they returned. That's how you get. That's how the Philippines get those last names. All right, how they're similar to the Ishkarites, but hey, we two different millions of people, man.
Yeah, but you know what? There's actually Ishkarites over there.
Oh,
because you had they call it the Galileo trade, and they were actually shipping so-called Aztecs who are Ishkarites over there. Like you have something in the Philippines, the Black Nazarene. So every year because they know that the Lord is black, but guess who made it? The Issacharite. Why? Because the Lord actually came to Issachar, man.
Yep.
I gotta read about that.
I'll send you a video. I did a spirit had me do a video on it a long time ago. I might run it back, man.
What is that in Matthew's? What is that? Matthew 7.
St. John.
St. John. Yeah, so it's John. St. John 7. Now, pretty much he said, "Well, you shall go into the Gentiles and preach among the Gentiles."
And he said, I have sheep that are not of this fold.
Yep. Because Yahushua, he came over to Americas, to wake up. That's how the northern tribes got the word, man, and the elect was being sealed,
Way back then.
That's right.
They coming there and they coming back, linking up with Judah.
Yeah, it just wasn't written in all in its entirety.
Well, we tell you that in St. John the 20th chapter, man. That the earth couldn't contain all of the works that the Lord did, man.
Yep.
And to bring it back to the subject that the elder was speaking on, all right, what was Esau doing in Philippines? And he was setting up churches, man, and trying to indoctrinate them people. Then he came down here, all right, to the Issacharites and tried to indoctrinate them. All right, then he moved up to California to the Gadites.
Yep. And while he was doing that, he was molesting a lot of those kids. Because like Duarte, I believe Duarte. I believe he's a Jake. And he's mad at the Edomites because he got molested amongst a lot of them Filipinos over there, man.
Yeah, and a lot of those Filipinos are Israelites.
Yep.
A whole lot of them. A lot of them are Issacharites. A lot of them are Issacharites, and a lot of them are Judites too, man. And like Pacquiao, right? He's from Mindanao. He's from Mindanao, right? And you know what they call those people? They call them Moros. Moros. What should pop in your head when you hear that?
Moreno.
The Moors. Because you know what else? What religion are they into? They're into Islam.
Yep.
Who was spreading Islam? The Moors. Who were the Moors? So-called black people who converted to Islam forcibly. All right, after Muhammad during the spread of Islam. Because what were they doing? Just what we're gonna do. All right, if you don't convert to what we believe in, you're gonna get put to death, man. That's what happens when you come into power, man. You put everybody on your vibration. All right, is that not what the so-called white man did? That's why you got like the brothers going into. That's why you go to the Philippines. You got all the churches. They all in the Catholicism. They got the beads. They participate in Ash Wednesday, so on and so forth. Hey, because if you don't follow our ways, want to serve, you're gonna get put to death, man. You're not gonna have rain come upon your land. All right, go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say that's why the scripture says, St. Luke 19:27.
Beautiful.
Those who are my enemies, which not that I shall reign over there, bring them hither and slay them before me.
Yeah, and that's to us, man.
Yep.
You gonna give us the order, we gonna put your ass to death, and we ain't gonna think twice about it either, man. We ready, man. we hungry lions right now, you know.
I got a scripture.
Okay, but do you want to keep going on that, brother? Or you
on that book?
Pamphlet, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of dates in here that add up. But...
Yeah, hit that and we'll hit some more precepts. We'll start wrapping up. You know, that was good. These brothers got feisty when he saw it. I got a precept. Brothers got hot in the spirit.
So we can go into the. So I'm just gonna continue reading.
Some lame Esau, Edomite passage coming. You know. Go ahead, brother.
So it says Vecino named Monterey Bay after the Viceroy of New Spain.
Viceroy.
Yeah. Of New Spain and reclaimed Alta, Upper California for Spain. All right, which was I was gonna say the president of Alta, California was actually a Jake. All right, he was from the tribe of Judah. And I remember I put up a video about it. His name escapes me right now. All right, but his wife was an Ishkarite woman too.
Yeah, because you had a lot of the pioneers of California were so-called black men. A lot of them, especially you go down to L.A.
First president of Mexico.
Well, he's the third president. He was the third president, but he was the first non-Spaniard. Vicente Guerrero. He was a Judite. You know.
May I pull out a precept real quick? Like how you're saying that, you know, they forced Christianity upon, you know, the nation of Israel and everything. This is Matthew chapter 24 and 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
That's the time that we're in right now. Wars, rumors of wars. Okay. Go ahead back to that. Brother.
So it says Spain finally began colonizing Alta California in 1769, 167 years after Vecino's landing on June 3rd.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Alta meaning like what you would consider Northern California. You know,
because what they did, they actually scoped out California and then they came back. So like, you know, them devils, they knew what they was doing when they was coming over this side. Like the Apostle Ramlad did a video on that. When what's his name? The dude that came over here with the Pilgrims.
John Smith,
Christopher Columbus.
Cristobal Colon.
When he came over here, he knew that there was the land's already over here. He wasn't looking for a new world.
He brought Hebrew translators.
He brought Alta, California, Alta.
Yeah, Alta.
Yeah, Alta. What is it? Alta in Spanish means high.
Yeah, Alta.
Yeah, Alta.
So it's like Northern California. Northern California. NorCal.
You know?
I want to actually jump to the Ishkarite one. It says the Mexican period. It says Mexico obtained independence from Spain in 1821.
And those Mexicans, those are really Spaniards. Those are Spaniards. Those are just Spaniards breaking away from other Spaniards.
Elites versus elites.
Yeah, that's all it was. Like Simon Bolivar, that dude was a Spaniard. You know, they called him Criollos. Those that were those Spaniards that was born in the Americas.
Creoles.
Yeah, Creoles. And then you had the Spaniards that was born in Spain. And so them Spaniards born in Spain, they looked down on them Spaniards that was born over here.
Because it wasn't from the mother.
Exactly. And they had like different cultures, and they was pop. And then some of them was like a quarter Ishakar, you know, like their grandma or something like that. So under Spanish rule, you would still be considered a so-called white man, even though you had like a grandma that was an indigenous woman. You know, so they looked at them like pure, just because there's so many tribes over here, you know, and so they still had to keep that hierarchy. So they were like, okay, you're still an Edomite, even though you got other blood, you got some black blood, or you got some indigenous blood, according to their terms.
And through the spirit also, the Indians weren't called down there. Ishkar wasn't calling himself Mexican after the translation of the kingdoms. They were still being called Indians.
Indios.
Yeah, Indians. They were still being slaves.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, because you have Indios, you have Mestizos, and then you have Criollos. All right.
So this is the American
mulattoes, because there's a lot of so-called black people in Mexico, especially when you go to like Veracruz, you go on the coast.
This is the American period. It says on July 7th, 1846, during the Mexican-American War, U.S. naval forces under Commodore John Drake Sloat landed in Monterey to take formal possession of Alta California for the United States.
Right.
So by possession, they meaning that's war. They had to kill those people and then indoctrinate them, the ones that wanted to comply, and then give them that Roman Catholicism.
Yeah, Roman Catholicism. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Esau calling himself an American and said, well, look, you got to be a Protestant now. You know? Yeah, because and then what was Esau doing? He was killing other Edomites. He was killing other Edomites, and then he was killing Gad and Issachar as well, man.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say there was a point where a lot of Issacharites was actually getting hung in that time.
Capitola. Even in Capitola. Yeah, Capitola. That was my lady. She texted me because she went to school in Santa Cruz, and she said, yeah, I lived there for years, and she said that they used to hang a lot of Issacharites out there. You know.
Just to prove that, hey, all the tribes, we all going through the same curses.
Isaiah 50 and 33.
Jeremiah.
50 and 33.
Matter of fact, let's end on that. Let's end on that. Jeremiah 50 and 33.
Yeah, we were all oppressed together here in that was the prophecy. You know, that was it. It's just prophecy. You know.
And that's what it's all about.
So how are the other how are the other tribes in Africa?
Yeah. They out there still.
They in Wakanda.
Yeah, they in Wakanda. They got vibranium.
Yeah, they doing good out
there. They got lip plates. Yeah, come. Yeah. But those are our people. How would that prophecy be fulfilled, man? That don't make no sense because it says right here. Let's read it. And let's end off on that.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Right, and now we're all Israelites, yet when it says the children of Israel in this context, it's talking about Ru, the northern kingdom. Okay?
And then
ran by Ephraim, which are today you so-called Puerto Ricans, Boricua. Okay? And the rest of the tribes. Go ahead.
It says
northern tribes, so-called the rest of the so-called indigenous
children
peoples.
Of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Yep.
And all that took them captives held them fast.
Go ahead.
They refused to let them go.
Yeah, they refused to let them go. Like you got Esau saying, well, you niggas need to go back to Africa. You know what? There was actually a man who tried that, and you prevented that from happening. His name was Marcus Garvey. Yep. Okay, all right, you got some trumped up charges on him. All right, some tax evasion, and then you had him deported to Jamaica because he was really a Benjamite. All right. Why? Because the so-called black man makes you so much money here, man. You exploit the hell out of him. The so-called Latino, so-called Native American man. You need us here to have your kingdom flourish. Because if Israel wasn't here, this place would be like Siberia, man. It'd be dead.
Yeah.
Desolate. Nobody would want to come here because all the flavor, all the inventions, okay, all the food, all the culture, it comes from the Israelites, the so-called black man, the so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American. Native American.
Just like every other great kingdom that rose and fell. One thing common, the Israelites built it up.
The Israelites built it.
And it gave it so many different cultures, inventions, food. Everything, language.
Oh yeah, like cool. Oh, that's cool. That's black language, man. Oh yeah. Oh hella.
Yeah.
White man. Oh, I'm hella. Chilling. Yeah, that's all Jake, man. Essay, homie. Issachar Judite language, man. What's up? All that. What's good? Yeah. Woke, lit.
Even the music.
Oh my goodness.
The 808. I mean, we go. I'm pretty sure.
We could go all day, man.
It's party like our people.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah. Oh man, you go to a Mexican party, man.
Especially.
Oh my goodness.
What did Jake do when they was coming out of the land of Egypt, man? When Moses went up to the mount, what did Jake do? They partied. They turned up. You know, that's the spirit of Jake.
That's the spirit of Jake, man.
You know?
Hey, we're gonna be able to do that in the kingdom,
in righteousness.
Not our rest. Yeah, in righteousness.
Yeah, so with that, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai,
Barakah Kodash. All right, and hopefully your brothers was edified. And deaf to America, and it's still deaf to the nigga
America.
woman. All right,
right.
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.